Look on the screen. Sorry that I gotta ask ya. They are so mean. Dusty's trying to get at ya. Look on the screen. Look on the screen. Look on the screen. They are so mean. What I'm talking about? Certified Dusty. Meatloaf Millie. Look at Meatloaf Millie. I thought Meatloaf. Oh yeah, he died. Okay, that was a singer. So this right here is going to be Meatloaf Millie. How the heck did she get a home to these children? There's a lot more that I guess more should be revealed in the further investigation that wasn't in the story. Again, I guess they're going to try and get more data. I want to know if these are her children biologically, family members, or through adoption, or through foster care. So a 13-year-old, it started when one child was 13, and that was in 2016. We're in 2022. So now that child was what, 18 or 19? Sex trafficking a child. She's obviously not missing any meals. She could traffic her meatloaf head self, but the meats are too old for the streets. This is why I say don't carry the seed of poverty, Dean, because women have these children. Now, if they're their own, you can't control that. But the seed of poverty, D, you have children. Older kid go stay with somebody in the family. Foster care. If you're not equipped, don't do it. Lives just ruined. Depression, suicide. And then you wonder why some people can't function in society. Maybe it's what they've been through. Maybe it's what they've been through. And you think about it, interesting statement about the pandemic. With the pandemic going on, more children not going to church or not going to school, because the schools, of course, can't report it. An opportune time for the abuse to just run wild. Then they go to school, and you wonder why the child has a learning disability. So much going on. So much wrong is going on in the home. Trafficking at age 13. Depression, suicide, then put a label on them. Meatloaf Millie is old enough to be someone's grandmother. Supposed to be a provider and a protector. And a piece of crap woman at that. She looks dead in the eyes to me. And what you want to bet? I wouldn't be surprised if Meatloaf Millie was probably abused growing up, been tricking at a young age. The apple does not fall far from the tree. So then you have an abused person who is mentally damaged. Then they have children or get a hold of somebody's child. And this happens. Just a few months ago, we saw the child that was in one of those state facilities. And we had grown Kiki telling her, if you're going to be a you know what, be a good one. The child asking for food, she's hungry, and you're talking about her possibly tricking? Oh my God, sick! At this point, especially for this group, having children, it really needs to stop unless you can raise it in a decent family environment. It really needs to stop because, in my opinion, we're breeding a lot of dysfunction. And that's in every group, but I'm not talking about every group, I'm talking about this group. We have young people that are just running wild like a pack of wolves in the street, destroying the community. Blackistan is the worst place to live. They're not killing, I don't think, probably stealing here, but they're not killing and stealing each other as much, even in the trailer park. And I've seen some stories on the news, I've done a few, the issues there. Life is getting very hard. Don't breathe the seed of poverty, D. Again, I want to know this child here, because a 13-year-old, I doubt that's her daughter, is a kid or runaway. Putting a child here is so very, very important, and you wonder why there's so much anger. So if that happened when she was 13, we're 6 years later, what kind of a functioning adult do you expect her to be? And then heaven forbid she get pregnant. Oh my God. And the psychologically dehumanizing cycle starts again. What's her education level? Can she read fluently? You wonder why all these kids are dropouts? You expect a miracle to happen? Oh, he dropped out. Well, but she going to MIT next week. She going to Spelman next week. You wonder why the youth are messed up. It's what's before them. You wonder why. What they're exposed to. That's why I'm asking black women, you have any kind of sense, girl, for the young ones? Who didn't get the darn memo? Go ahead and carry your boyfriend seat of poverty. I mean, a woman had a boyfriend, and she's sitting up there with an EBT. I just saw so many videos here, and if you saw my email yesterday, you probably saw I had over 9,000. A woman sitting, I said, oh my gosh, talking about she has a partner and maybe has, what, 5 children. You got a boyfriend now, 5 children, and talking about inflation. And then the part that grabbed me the most when she said sometimes she has to skip a meal. What is your man doing? Sometimes she doesn't eat. I thought, what? I bet he is. So this is one of the reasons why I say don't carry the seed of poverty, D. Then you can't handle it. You just give up. Somebody else raising it. And now at 13 being trafficked. Meatloaf Millie on the screen. If it was up to me, I'd give her life in prison. And your meal for the duration would be some rice cakes and some water. Mm-hmm. Meatloaf Millie. This on the screen, this woman looks to me dead in the eyes. This is a sick, depraved, so-called human being. And I bet you, I just wouldn't be surprised. She probably was abused too to make her the way that she is. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I went through it. She can too. I need some money. Would not be surprised. Heartless, sick, depraved. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened to her too. I feel for the children. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Simply Said here on YouTube, and I'm out. Love ya.